Blaney's rejoining there, they're all three wide. Neil's trying to get involved and Blaney hits them both off. Blaney comes back on the track, hits both cars. It's the right on the back of Bradders into the hairpin on the inside. Bradders outbreaks his own, they both pass, just had to say. Stevie passes them all straight through. Oh, Callum's lost it! Callum's lost it! What a recovery! He uses the wall, but what a recovery there from Callum. Let's have a look at Steve. Now Stevie holds his own around the outside. And no way Jose, but then gets a slow run out of the corner. Bids us right up on the outside of him again. This is brilliant.
LPB WTCR Championship Round 2 Race 3 from Dubai Autodrome GP. Hi everyone and welcome back to LPB Racing for Race 3 of Round 2 of our WTCR Championship. And we are at Dubai for this one. You can see it is later in the evening. It's sort of a sunset, so going to be very warm conditions at Dubai, like it was at Algarve. So so take that into account as well. And now let's run you through the random grid for this race then. So let's turn the drone round and let's have a look. So it is Pash on pole position in the Mercedes. Then we've got Intrepidi alongside. Then it's Bidster in third. And then fourth is Will. Then we've got Bradders fifth, Neil in sixth, Blakeney seventh, Stevie is eighth, and TY is in ninth position at the back. So let's get ready for the action then. As we get ready for the start, the front wheel drives won't be as quick. Watch out for Bidster and Will. Oh, Will gets a fantastic start. So does Bradders, and Bidster goes through as well. Let's have a look. The BMW's harassing the Mercedes and the Renault of Pash and Intrepidi as we go down to the right-hander at the bottom. It's going to be Will on the inside with Bidster alongside, and Bidster into the lead. Intrepidi a bit of contact with Bradders, but we're okay through the first few corners. Got a kink left now as Pash slots in just in front of Intrepidi and has a big slide. And everyone else through at the back. And we've got a few cars close together near the back of the field. We've got Neil and Blake alongside each other into the left, into the very long right-hander. The front left takes a battering round here, and Stevie's in seventh there with Blakeney just behind, and a few other people getting close in front, as well as Stevie and Neil get locked together in battle as well as we go down to the long left-hander, slightly banked. So into this corner, then it banks to the inside. Stevie going around the outside of Neil Farmite there, and trying to hold on to the line on the outside of the corner, and just does it. Intrepidi runs wide in front. So Intrepidi runs wide, and he's got onto the straight okay. So Bidster's got a bit of a gap now, and it's Will in second, Bradders third, and then we've got Stevie looking down the inside of Intrepidi and Pash at the same time. Stevie going for 2 in 1. The two cars see him as Bradders runs wide. Stevie goes up to fourth with a fantastic move up the inside of both drivers there as Intrepidi and Pash make a bit of contact, I think, or whoever it was, I think it was Pash. A little bit of contact, but we're okay. Into the next few corners, Pash fighting back on the inside against TY. TY running on the outside. The BMW's traction should help him down the hill. So Pash and TY now side by side, down towards the left-hander at the bottom of the hill. Little left kink, and then it tightens into a left hairpin with a very late apex. Very wide bit of track as Blakeney misses his braking point and bang, hits his teammate, who then hits Intrepidi off the track. So not good there. So Blake causing a bit of an accident there, and he is pulling over and waiting for him. So yeah, just completely outbraked himself. So that will get looked at afterwards, but he is waiting for him. So it's all good waiting for people though, but if you've caused a big enough incident, then it will be looked at separately anyway. But across the line, it's Bidster in the lead, 3 seconds ahead, so he gets away with all the stuff happening behind him, and Stevie second, Will third, Bradders fourth there. Neil and Pash, the two teammates, side by side in the Mercedes for Smoking Tyres Racing, side by side. Neil takes the position into 5th place, so, and then Intrepidi is in 7th after being taken out by the flying TY, who then got hit by Blakeney. So Blakeney caused a bit of an accident there, but he's gone to the back of the field, which is good. So he's given the places up, very gentlemanly like of him. I think that was just a genuine mistake, just brake way too late and nowhere he could go. But meanwhile, Will has got a couple of cars behind him now. Will's causing a bit of a train here. He's not got the most confidence in these touring cars compared to others, as you can tell there. Runs very wide, and Neil Farmite gets past Bradders and Will. And Bradders goes back up on the curb to try and get past. Will gets absolutely eaten alive there. He's fighting back on the straight though. He's got the run, and Pasha's closing up as well in the other Mercedes. So the two BMWs go side by side. Bradders versus Will. Who's going to be latest on the brakes? And Neil breaks into the corner. Will is going to take it on the inside. He almost hits Neil. Woo-hoo. Just gets the car stopped in time as Pash takes Bradders on the inside. The Mercedes good on the brakes. And he turns in on Bradders a bit, and bit of contact. But to be fair, Pash did turn in on Bradders there. So not good there really. But they'll both get away with it. So it is now it is now Neil in third, Will fourth, Pash fifth, Bradders sixth. For the battle for third, and now it's Intrepidi in seventh, still TY in eighth and Blakeney in ninth, so they've not altered anything. But the main battle is in this mid pack here. Will going a bit wide there, but he's going very, very, very wide there. Not good, just way offline, and Pash going round the outside of him, or trying to go around the outside of him, but can't quite do it. He might have to wait for the straight. Bradders just goes a bit skittish off the line there, just on the curb, just catching the rear wheel, and now out of the hairpin, down the straight. The Mercedes gets a good run out the corner, but again he can't match the BMW for traction. So even with the BMW going wider, he gets good traction out the corner anyway, and is able to pull away on the straight. So braking down back to down to third gear in to the corner about 70 or 80 miles an hour, and round it. Out of the other side, Pash will close up in this section. This is where the Mercedes is good, but remember, it's a warm environment because we are in Dubai. It's in the middle of the desert, so it's very, very hot. So the front wheel drive cars will have very, very bad tyres probably from this stage onwards. But Will, they're going wide, so Pash goes on the inside. Will runs very, very wide, and Pash goes through. And Bradders then waiting in the wings to try and attack Will in this one. So good to see Bradders a bit more competitive up the field here. So good to see as we go around the left-hander. Bradders taking a bit of curb on the inside. We've got Intrepidi and TY close together. So Intrepidi in seventh with TY behind. TY in the draft on the Renault, and in the BMW he goes up the inside, and we got. Bradders having a look at Will, but no way Jose through there. TY takes Intrepidi on the inside. Nice move there, but he's run a bit wide. Intrepidi could fight back, but he doesn't. So Intrepidi only his third race with us, doing very well indeed. So yeah, he did get took out a bit by Blake, but Blake's gone back down the field now. So unlucky for Blake. So obviously he's caused that incident earlier, and he's not really had the speed since. So let's have a look at the... we got Neil passing Stevie. Stevie's gone backwards. He must have had a penalty of some sort or gone off, but unless Neil's just going that fast. But Neil gets past Stevie, and we'll get a replay on that later on when we look at the replays at the half distance. So we'll probably halfway through this next lap we'll get a look at the first half action. But we're going into the last corner now, and the Renault should get a good run here. And he does, he gets a good run anyway, and the Renault will be slightly faster on the straight compared to the Mercedes. Flashing his lights right behind him in the draft, but that Mercedes is holding its own to a point, but Stevie gets the draft on the inside and down to the first corner alongside each other. Stevie, looking for a way through, but Neil just closing the door. No way, you are not coming through, not yet, not until I give you permission to. As we go through the complex of corners here, through the long right-hander, and then into a little kink left, into another long right-hander. The front-wheel drive cars will be screaming for pain because the front left tyre will be dead. As Neil's finding out because he's running a bit wide. Stevie looking down the inside. He's done. Pokes his nose down the inside as contact. And but Neil gets away with it. Stevie just getting a bit carried away with himself there. I think just rammed the car in a bit too deep into the corner, and no way to go but into Neil. And here we go. TY's made his way up. TY and Intrepidi have passed Will, so Will's going backwards slowly. He's just, and Bradders has gone backwards as well. So there's all sorts of change happening here. And Will gets passed by Intrepidi around the outside. I think now's a good time for the first half of the race replays, and we'll get them in for you now. Here's some replays of the first half of the race. Okay, here's the replay of the first lap action then on board with Stevie. So Stevie on the inside of Neil Farmack here. Just a nice move on the inside. You see Neil Farmack just under-rotating that right rear when it goes light. And then we're going down around the outside now of Neil Farmack. Neil Farmack on the inside, but look at the speed we carry around the outside. Use the camera to the advantage. Intrepidi in front of us, and then we just get on the power and we just clear Neil Farmack as Intrepidi comes back onto the track, and now we're drafting down the back straight, approaching 145 miles an hour before we brake down into this 30-mile-an-hour hairpin, and he goes to the inside. He decides, right, now's the time, plenty of room, let's go on the inside. Keeps it tight to the inside, and only just gets the car stopped, but very well judged there by Stevie. And Bradders almost gives him third place as well. So really good opening lap here by Stevie so far. He's passing Bradders now around the outside. You can see from here, he gets around the outside of him into the corner and gets the position. So that's how Stevie made places on the first lap. And now we go on board with Blake on lap 1. We're just going to get rid of the interface so you can see the brake lights. We're going to go down to the next corner, and T-White's in the white car, and watch what happens here. We go on to the brakes now for T-White, and Blake doesn't even brake, he just misses braking point completely, hits T-White and Intrepidi off the road, and then he ends up having to wait for them both. So he does actually sportingly wait, but yeah, just a mistake there by Blake. Here's a replay of what happened to Stevie then to lose all that time to Neil Farmack. So he slows up out the corner for some reason, just pulls to the side unless he's trying to get rid of a penalty or something, but very strange there for Stevie, but then eventually gets going, but by the time he's actually got going, Neil Farmack's come up to him and he's let him go. So very strange there from Stevie, but then he's soon back on the pace. Okay, here's a replay of something else that we missed. Bradders goes very wide and then rejoins the track, hits the foam marker board, and then he's dragging it along with him. Then gets a big tank slapper, sends the marker board into the pit lane. Now he's defending the inside from TY, who goes around the outside with Intrepidi on the outside as well. And then we get out of the corner, Bradders gets a bit of a twitch on, TY's ahead, and now we're going down the straight, and then contact on the straight. Bradders moving across when there's a car there, so not really aware of what's around him. And now we're going down to the first corner, we are absolutely side by side. More contact again from Bradders and Intrepidi. Bradders won't leave him alone, and he goes wide and Intrepidi goes through, but Bradders needs to be a bit more aware of his surroundings, I think. And now we return to the racing action. So we come back from that. Will is drafting Intrepidi down towards the hairpin. Looking down the inside, he's having a look, as Intrepidi leaves him in a little bit of a gap, and there's a bit of contact, but I think we get away with it. So Intrepidi keeps hold of 6th place, Will down to 7th. Bradders is down to 8th, and Blake is still at the back in 9th. Bidster at the front, 2 minute 11.3 fastest lap, but Neil's faster. Neil's fastest man on track, 2:09 last time round for Neil. So well done to Neil so far, but Stevie's passed him back, so again they're having a nice dice for 2nd place here. Stevie on the inside, brakes way too late, goes very, in fact he goes that wide, he almost ends up in another continent. As we go, back onto the track, there's contact, come on guys, there's all that room on track to play with, use it. But Neil keeps hold of 2nd place, and Stevie can't fight back, so that's the order there as Pash goes through there in the other Mercedes. So the Mercedes coming good here. So this was a track which I thought would be a BMW and a Renault Paradise, but obviously not. The Mercedes doing quite well here as well. As we cross the line, Neil and Stevie still close together, 4/10 of a second apart on lap 5 of 7 here at Dubai. Of our LPB Wtcr Championship. If you want to look at some of the older races that we've done on from past seasons, visit a channel called Bidster. It is linked on the LPB Racing channel. So, so if you want that, it's the Bidster, the name of above the car there. So at the top of the screen. So Bidster running a bit over the curbs there. It's a bit of oversteer, but okay. And Neil Farmack in 2nd. Pash under attack from TY now. TY really making a good comeback here. He's on the outside of Pash. Pash keeps to the inside. That front left tyre must be dead, but TY gets a good run anyway onto the straight, and I think he might even be past him before the next corner. As we go down the straight, yes he is. You can see there he's cleanly past him. Pash tucks in behind. So that just shows you get a slightly bad run onto the straight, and it makes all the difference. So TY moves into 4th. A decent recovery drive this from TY after getting hit by his teammate, but no harm, no foul. But TY is now on the sliding the car out the corner, really doing well. Bidster's responded to the fastest lap by doing his own 2:08, so 2:08.5 for Bidster. As we go down to the left-hander at the bottom, so Bidster flashing flames out of the back of the BMW, and with a 5.5 second lead over Neil Farmack, who's still got Stevie behind him, but Stevie's not really challenged him yet this lap. Round the corner, Stevie takes a much tighter line, but then consequently runs wide, and he's going to lose time around this section. And again, he's got to watch out cutting the track like that, because he might get penalties for that. So he's got to be careful. Remember, penalties have been in-game track penalties have been the cause of a few position swaps already this season. So we'd hate to see that happen more, but. You know, it's the way it goes. If you do cut the corner, it does it as Bradders on the inside of Will. Bradders and Will ran side by side round the last corner. And it looks like Bradders has got this, and he's just pulling it in. Yes, he is. He's got the position off Will. So Bradders moves up to 7th and Will down to 8th place, but he's in the draft. Down towards the first corner, he's in the draft. Bradders moves to the inside to defend a little bit, and Will darts to the inside, and he goes for the move on the inside. Bradders gives him space, he sees him come up the inside, gives him respectful racing room, but then holds on to the position around the outside. Good hold there from Bradders, just using the camber and using the extra speed that he can carry around the outside to keep hold of the position, and Will cannot respond. So Will is down to 8th, and let's see if he can stick with Bradders to mount another challenge later on. Meanwhile, definitely mounting a challenge now is Stevie. He is right on the back of Neil Farmack, less than a tenth, and the fact that actually they're going to start going side by side if Stevie can keep this speed up on the straight. There he goes in the monster car on the inside, in the Renault versus Mercedes, but BMW's winning at the minute because Bidster's ahead. But down the inside goes Stevie. Has he braked too late? Yes, he has. He's outbraked himself. He's gone very wide, and Neil Farmack goes through as Stevie gets out the corner and loses it, but he's lost a bit of time doing that. He's gone down to about 8 tenths back from 2 tenths, so lost a lot of time there. It doesn't look like a lot, but it is, because especially when he was right on the back of him, almost going alongside him, and now he's backed off to 8 tenths to almost a second. So let's see if Neil can hold on this last lap as we look back to Bradders and Will. 4 tenths back is Will, so he's there somewhere. There he is. You just see the nose of the car. Bradders goes a bit wide there. Will takes a lot of the apex and gets out the corner, but both cars still playing top trumps with each other. Meanwhile, Bidster he's about to start his last lap, coming out the last corner, spitting flames from the back of the BMW again. On to the last lap of the race for him, and it is Neil Farmack in second. Stevie running very wide in third. That's Stevie, careful, that's how you get track limit penalties, because this game really punishes you if you go even more than half a car over the white line. It really does punish you. So you've got to be very careful there, Stevie. You're not helping yourself out as we go down to the first corner. I know a race driver's job is to use all the track he can and try and get away with what he can, but Stevie just pushing the boat out a bit too far there, I think. Just the game might have, again, I could be wrong, the game might not have punished him for it. We'll have to see at the end of the race in the results screen, but you never know, he might have got away with it, but I highly doubt it with obviously, sometimes even just going wide off a corner, this game likes to punish you, so it is a bit silly sometimes, but can't really seem to tell the difference between running wide and losing time and actually running wide and it being a track limit. The game can't really decide what's best, really, and it always goes on the fact of giving you a penalty regardless. So hopefully they fix that for the next Project Cars game. We go down the straight with Stevie catching up to Neil Farmack. Bidster's at the end of the straight already into the hairpin. He's only got a little bit to go, but Neil and Stevie are actually reeling him in. Even though they're both battling, they are reeling Bidster in. So unless Bidster's backed off the gas a bit just to make sure he gets it home. But Neil Farmack then holding off Stevie over the curb, slows down a bit there. Neil Farmack went on the curb, lost a bit of traction, but I think he's okay into the braking zone. Clipping the apex beautifully there, both cars. Stevie a bit more curb on the outside, but he got away with it as we go down to the left-hander. Bidster's just ahead down the road. TY closing up, but not enough time to make a difference here, I don't think. Quick look back to Bradders and Will. They're in a nice little battle back here as well. Bradders and Will, we'll get back to that in a moment, because we're looking at Neil and Stevie out of the second to last corner now and up to the line. Bidster is going around the last corner now. As will Steve have a final look? No, he's not, and he can't manage it. Bidster flashes lights. He wins the race. Dominant win there for Bidster. Well done. Another victory this season to Bidster. And Neil holds off Stevie for second place. Stevie in third. TY recovers to a brilliant fourth after being knocked down to the back. earlier on in the race. Pash finishes in 5th. Good 5th for Pash. Good haul of points as well for the Mercedes team for smoking tyres. Then it's Intrepidi in 6th place. Again, a decent recovery after being hit off. And Bradders and Will, they resolve their battle by Bradders getting 7th, Will 8th, and then it's Blakeney in 9th position. So we'll just get some replays of the second half of the race just before we go to the points. Here's the replays from the second half of the race. Here's the replay on lap 6 or 7 for Stevie's attempt to pass Neil Farmack at the hairpin. He goes up the inside. Neil brakes there. We just brake way too late for the inside. We can't stop the car. And now watch for it. Wait. Neil does, whoa, out the corner and straight into camera shot and slices in front of Stevie and takes 2nd place back. And about a few seconds back from that, this is what happened between Bradders and Will on lap 6. So Bradders runs wide, like Stevie, but then this time, bang, contact out the corner, and then we go into the next left-hander side by side, and Will gives up the place to Bradders, but yeah, there's a bit of contact there. And now, guys, we will go to the results. Okay guys, here's the results after that then. So it is Bidster who wins the race. Stevie gets put down to 4th place with a 7-second track limit penalty at the end. So it's Neil in 2nd with TY 3rd, then it's Stevie in 4th. Then it's Pash in 5th with Intrepid in 6th. Then it's Bradders in 7th. Will is 8th and Blakeney rounds off the 9 finishers. And as you come back from those results, here is your winner, Bidster, who centred him in the frame. There he is. Bidster wins the race in the BMW. Well done to him. Another victory this season. And we will see you guys next time for race 4, which again will be around Dubai, but it will be a bit later on and the sun will have just gone down, so that should make things quite interesting. So we'll see you for that one, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and take care. Thank you for watching another race by LPV Racing. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit your notification bell, and next time it'll be round 2, race 4 from Dubai Autodrome GP, this time at night.